We are joined by an eyewitness who was at the event where Kirk was shot. Michael Majorano was standing in line to meet and debate with Kirk. Michael now joins us from Logan, Utah. Michael, thank you for your time here on Washington Watch. Can you tell me exactly what happened? How far away were you from Charlie Kirk when he was shot?
Yeah, as many of your viewers know, Mr. Charlie Kirk is a conservative activist and political figure, and he has a segment where he goes to college campuses and tables and sets up a table and kind of challenges college students or really whoever is willing to come and debate him on a political, theological, or social topic. And so I was, I wanted to take advantage of this opportunity to dialogue with a generally well-respected political commentator. And I was there to disagree with Charlie, actually. And I had gotten there at about 10 a.m. and I had a good question. And so I was expedited to the front of the line, and I was probably 5 or 10 people back in line getting ready to ask him a question. And I would say I was probably 10 or 15 feet away from the table where Mr. Charlie Kirk was set up. So, really only a few steps away.
Right, Michael, then what happened?
There was someone asked the first question and he answered it well. It was just kind of like a warm up. There were probably 3,500 people there. So a very good turnout for a small venue. And then the second person went to ask a question, and he fielded a question about gun violence, ironically. And then about halfway through that question, there was a gunshot. And my initial impression was, oh, wow, this is a cruel joke that someone is playing to try and disrupt and ruin this event. And then probably about 5 seconds later, I realized that it indeed wasn't a joke, and then started anticipating a second shot, which fortunately never came. But at that point, it was pandemonium on the venue.
Can't imagine how terrifying that would have been. Michael, did you have any sight of Charlie Kirk when that bullet struck?
Yeah, I mean, I saw him fall back in his chair. That's all I really remember. I saw him fall back, and then he was on the ground, and I wasn't sure if it had hit him. I think he was wearing a bulletproof vest, but I didn't see where it hit him or if it hit him. But I was, looking at him just momentarily before, and then once he fell back in the chair, I couldn't really see him. He was behind at the table, and then we didn't know what would happen. I think everyone was thankfully, I was relieved when I found out that it was a targeted shooting and not a mass shooting, because I was waiting for bullets to fly.
Thank you very much, Michael. Appreciate your time here in narrating what is really a very difficult story for you to tell.